Welcome to FastCars. We are an Axway customer leveraging Axway AMPLIFY for all of our B2B. Recently, we noted a consistent source of failures on inbound orders. What started with understanding failures in orders received through EDI has emerged to be part of our digital transformation.
Hi, I'm Anna and I own supply chain operations. I've been working closely with our customer support team to try and understand what's causing the high number of inbound order failures. We have more alerts today and we're looking in Axway AMPLIFY's B2B analytics to understand more. In the analytics dashboard, I can see the transaction activity, I can see that I have a partner with unusually low activity, and I can see overall errors. First, I make note of the low activity alert. I know the CSR has been notified by the system and will follow up with this because it's important for us to understand why. Here I can see there are errors that we need to research and identify the underlying problem. As I drill down, I can see the day's transactions by document type. When I drill down further into the errors, I can quickly see these are related to references to an unknown product code in our spare parts catalog. By looking at the data, we learned the problem was due to partners who normally place their orders based on Excel catalogs we send them on a monthly basis. When the shop places an order, the reference to the catalog item is often incorrect due to out-of-date catalog references, a mismatch with our trading partner system, or human error when typing in the reference number. We quickly realized that to address these problems and to prevent them in the future, we need an alternative solution for the small to mid-sized shops. Enter the digitization of our ordering process. Our solution to this problem, a mobile app for small to mid-sized shops. The app puts current and accurate product information in their hands as well as provides an integrated experience for ordering. The goal is not only to increase order accuracy, but also to increase our business and partner satisfaction. The Axway AMPLIFY platform has allowed us to deliver this new experience quickly, securely, and across a variety of platforms, from iOS to Android and even Windows Mobile. And now the results are always accurate and ordering is as easy as add to cart. Now let's look at the results of our digital transformation. We are now well into production with our mobile solution, and we use Axway AMPLIFY analytics to measure success. I start with a dashboard we created to monitor the spare parts order process. I have at the top today's new order activity, and below that for the overall process. I can see the number of orders in each step. Let's drill down on new orders so I can see a breakdown of these by channel. Look at the results. Overall orders are on the rise, which is good, but specifically mobile orders are trending on the rise, while B2B orders are slightly declining. This shows me that the mobile app is taking, and not only helping with order accuracy, quickly taking on a role as a lead channel. Look here, I'm tracking my digital transformation trend. This is the essence of digital, a new means for business triangulating people, process, and things. You can see right where mobile outpaced B2B. B2B does not go away for larger organizations, but for smaller shops, doing business with us is now easier and more accurate. Axway AMPLIFY is making our digitization a success.
In our digital journey, we knew mobile was key, but we also knew that we had to open up back-end data, so APIs were critical to the transformation. Axway AMPLIFY supported and enabled alignment in the various roles, from back-end API developers to security architects to the mobile application development teams building the apps. Dave, our client app developer, has a plan, and in that plan he has assessed data needs, the most obvious of which is the parts catalog data. Angel, our API administrator, and Isabel, our API developer, quickly get to work.
Hi, I'm Isabel and I'm responsible for API creation, supporting our digital transformation. Dave, our mobile app developer, has requested an API to retrieve our spare parts catalog items, which on the back end is a MySQL database. My first step is to select the MySQL connector from the Axway AMPLIFY Marketplace. The Marketplace is a one-stop shop for Amplify resources, from connectors to dashboards to API policies, both from Axway and from the Amplify community. I work with a few basic concepts: connectors, models, and endpoints. With my connector in place, I now create a new model that will reduce the existing spare parts data model in the MySQL database to be a lightweight and focused API for mobile. Dave can't have me return every field as it can be too much weight for mobile devices. I focus on the pertinent fields Dave requested: part ID, name, model association details, and so on. Then, as this API is for read only, I specify to only create the API endpoint for reading, and I save my API. Voila, I am done. With Axway AMPLIFY, API creation is that easy.
Hi, I'm Angel. I am responsible for the final publishing and security of all APIs. I will put a secure front end on this API and virtualize it with an externally facing URL. Then I will publish it to the FastCars API portal. Thanks to Axway AMPLIFY, my steps here are easy. I have a few basic concepts to virtualize an API. First, there is the front-end API, which is the virtualization I am creating. And second, the backend API, which is the API that Isabel created. I start with creating a new front-end API and select Isabel's backend API to virtualize. Here, I define the resource URL and inbound security. I have a number of security options and use API key for this particular API. I also configure the security from my virtualized API to the backend API created by Isabel. I select API key security and enter the key that she has given me. I add a summary of my virtualized API and include an image, which will all be part of the generated API documentation as I publish it in the portal. Finally, I publish this API and the API is ready for Dave. Now our developer community can discover, register, and invoke this API.
Hi, I'm Dave. I start my app development in the FastCars API portal. The API portal is a great resource. All of our developers have access, as well as third-party developers and partners. It is a common place to share APIs, discover documentation, read the API blogs, and contribute to the community. When I log into the portal, I can see all of my company's available APIs, including the two I will need: the new spare parts API that Isabel just created and my Axway AMPLIFY B2B API for submitting orders. I start by creating a new application that I will associate with my needed APIs. My application is called the FastCar Spare Parts Mobile App. Now I select the APIs I will use in this application. I save my application and move on to add authentication. Authentication in this case is via API key. As I generate an API key for my application, I run a quick test in the portal using my unique key. Great, it worked. Now I move on to export an SDK for building the mobile application. For SDK, I have multiple options: Android, native iOS, Node.js, but I choose Titanium to leverage Axway AMPLIFY to cover iOS, Android, and Windows Mobile in a single code base. With the SDK for the APIs in hand, I enter Appcelerator's App Designer to create a mobile application. This is a graphical design tool on top of the powerful Titanium cross-platform SDK. With this, I can start my app development with a drag and drop tool, switch to JavaScript code, and return to the graphical view. Changes are reflected as I switch between code and the graphical development tool. The JavaScript code will cross-compile to native apps for iOS, Android, and Windows Mobile. This allows me to use and build on an existing skill set, JavaScript, and saves me from having to write unique code for every kind of mobile platform. Here, I can test and run a full preview of my app. I test by submitting an order. Thank you, your order has been confirmed. Cool, we now have a new channel to publish to the App Store and put in the hands of our smaller to mid-sized shops.